pleasure in introducing two representatives from Meningitis Relief Canada, including the founder and president, Firak Mir.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, I believe we have unanimous consent to wear carnations in honor of World Meningitis Day.
Do we have unanimous consent to wear the carnations? Agreed? Agreed. Thank you very much.
Ms. Farah Mir is a mother from Brampton. I believe she's here in the gallery. And several years ago, her baby boy Suleiman became ill. The local hospital and walk-in clinic both said it was nothing serious. But she knew her mother's instinct told her that something was very wrong with her son. So she took him to Sick Kids, where he was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis. He was treated and thankfully recovered. This is Farah Mir's story, but it could be anyone's. The fact is, bacterial meningitis can strike without warning, and unlike most diseases we can think of, this one actually affects mostly children and teenagers, and some who get it can face permanent disability. Some will even die if not caught in time. The public and even healthcare professionals simply aren't aware of the symptoms of this disease. Her experience has inspired Farah Mir to found the registered charity Meningitis Relief Canada. She now dedicates her time and effort to raising awareness around meningitis and supporting individuals and families affected by this terrible disease.
Mr. Singh moves that leave be given to introduce a bill entitled An Act to Proclaim Meningitis Awareness Day, and it now be read for the first time. Is it the pleasure of the House the motion carried? Carried.
Meningitis is a very serious infection caused by the inflammation of the lining around the brain and spinal cord. 10% of those who contract this disease will die, and those who do survive are often left with suffering permanent disabilities for the rest of their lives. Because the symptoms are so similar to that of a flu, it can be easily overlooked or dismissed. Too many families have been devastated by meningitis infection, and it's largely due to a lack of awareness. This bill will help Ontario families get awareness and support that they need to raise awareness of this potentially deadly and preventable disease.
As a healthcare professional,
it is something that really stuck with me, and really that was my inspiration starting the charity. Don't worry, it's okay. Nothing you can't solve. I know, and then they pull it out.
Thank you, Sarpreet. Thank you. I would like to thank all of you for attending today for World Meningitis Day at Queen's Park. World Meningitis Day aims to stop meningitis worldwide by raising awareness of this devastating and life-threatening disease. The day is dedicated to educating the public about the signs and symptoms of meningitis, the need for urgent medical attention, and the importance of vaccinations. And although the doctors were telling us that he was fine, something in my heart was telling me he wasn't right, and decided to take him to the Hospital of Sick Children in Toronto, where, following a lumbar puncture, he was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis and sepsis. After 3 weeks of treatment at Sick Kids, fortunately, my son made a full recovery. Today, he is a healthy and happy 2-year-old, but we are truly grateful to have him with us today. I know how easily our circumstances could have been very different. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about why he came out of this unscathed when others do not. Meningitis is devastating and is nothing less than heartbreaking for the individuals and families involved. There's a continued need to raise life-saving public awareness about this disease. Knowing the signs and symptoms and seeking medical attention immediately, as well as taking preventative measures through current vaccinations, can mean the difference between life and death. Thank you.
When I heard the story of what happened to you, Michael was telling me, and he said, because when he first told me, I was heartbreaking, and they said, don't worry, it has a happy ending. So, very happy, but we know that there are others for whom the ending is not happy. So thank you for bringing this awareness to us today.
Yes, my daughter's in that ambulance, but is she alive? They told us after 1 hour. I'm sorry. Well, 1 hour without treatment would have been 1 hour too much. One hour more. So many people didn't, you know, they contracted that and they didn't survive. Many people who did survive suffered brain damage, permanent disabilities. Heidi, we're thankful, she has some scarring, no other issues. And a beautiful daughter.
You know, in 2004, we introduced vaccinations. And so now we've got 2 vaccinations, one at for little infants and another at grade 7. We would, of course, much rather prevent meningitis as often as possible. But of course, if somehow someone still gets it, we need to do what you're advocating, what we do, recognize the signs and trust our maternal and paternal instincts. Parents know when something isn't right.
There's no question that vaccinating against meningococcal disease is not only a lifesaver, but in terms of the benefits you get, it's really, really critical.
The impacts are devastating. Meningitis is one of those diseases, and we've heard from the doctor, and thank you so much for your remarks. It's a disease that progresses so quickly that literally minutes make an incredible difference in the success or failure of someone's recovery. So it's so crucial that we promote this awareness that we can prevent any needless losses.
As pediatricians, we are really the medical specialists on the front line of seeing the devastation you see from meningitis. Meningitis is one of these conditions as a primary care pediatrician with my own patient. It's one of those things you never really want to diagnose in a child, and obviously if it happens, we certainly still have very great world-class healthcare in this province to treat that.
Good, and right now everyone just come in tight. Let's do one tight shot. Bring it in. I thought that was tight. Here we go. Here we go. Looking this way, guys. Here we go, guys. Looking this way. Good, and good. I'm good.